Hi, I'm Gabby, and welcome to Gabbing with Gabi. In this series, we sit down with fellow artists who brought their knowledge and talent to the world via the internet. It's a chance for them to set aside their work and tell us more about their journey. Our guest today is Wilson. Wilson, please introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Wilson Libita. I'm a fellow artist like Gabi there. For me, I paint with my mouth. Yeah, the reason I paint with my mouth is in 2015, I had a motor vehicle accident, which affected my spinal cord from my neck going down. So that's why I can't use my hands.
Wow.
Yes.
Did you do art before your accident?
No, I didn't do any art. So during COVID, that was when I think that was 2020, 2021. That's when I decided to keep myself busy. I went to the art store and bought some brushes and some canvas and started painting. So my first painting after that, that's when I discovered, wow, I really like this new passion of mine. Since then, I have never stopped. I've been painting since 2021. I've been painting art.
Wow, that's a big thing to take on, knowing that you don't have very good control of your hands. Good for you.
Yeah, it was quite a challenge because I had to learn on how to hold the brushes with the mouth.
Yeah.
I nearly gave up because at first you will normally get very, very tired on my jaws. And I broke a couple of brushes because when you put the brush on your mouth, sometimes you don't realize that you are applying a lot of pressure on the brush. All of a sudden, you just hear the brush snap in two pieces. So I had to learn on how to navigate there.
Oh, I imagine. Do you have somebody that helps you with stuff, helps you set up stuff or wash your brushes or anything like that?
I only require people to set up the easel for me.
Okay.
But the mixing of paint, I do it. Even the washing of brushes, I just use my mouth to rinse them out.
That is absolutely amazing. Wow. And your work, what type of mediums do you use and what subjects do you like to paint?
When I started with acrylic. I used to work with acrylic, but nowadays 90% of my work I've transitioned to oil paint.
Okay.
The reason I have transitioned to oil paint, I find that with oil paint, it allows me to take time to work on a paint, unlike acrylic. Because when you paint with the mouth, you are very, very slow.
Yeah.
So if you're in terms of blending, it becomes a mess. But now with oil, I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense, actually. It makes a lot of
And
sense.
in terms of, I like painting landscape, especially sunset landscape and wild animals.
Mm-hmm. And you do very good work, by the way. I've seen some of your stuff and very, very impressive. A lot of us can't do what you do with our hands, much less our mouths. So it's very, very impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah, very impressive. I don't know if I asked you, did you tell us where you're from, by the way?
Yeah, I live in North Bay. North Bay is a small city in Ontario, Canada.
Wow, okay.
55,000 people.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm an immigrant. Yeah, originally I'm from Botswana. Have you heard of a country called Botswana? Botswana is it's in Southern Africa, like Botswana. I moved here. That was when maybe 2015. Yes,
Oh, wow. So right around the time of your accident?
yes.
Yeah. Before or after?
After,
After. So you had your accident in Botswana.
yes.
Okay. Wow. And did you come to Canada for medical treatment or just were you already planning or what was that story?
My wife was already based here, so I had to join my family here. They were already here.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense. So it was already kind of a plan anyway.
Yeah, it became hard, especially with me being injured. It felt like it's hard for you to be there because I was working there while she was working here, based here. Then said, no, the best way, let's move in the same location instead of you being there. I have to take good care of you next to me. That's when I decided to join here.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. So I asked you those. What are some of the struggles that you think you've had with learning to paint?
I think the struggle, um, because it takes time. It takes time for you to finish a painting because the process is very, very slow. You need to be patient. You need to take your time. Uh, and then sometimes you find that by the time you are done, your neck is very, very sore. And then sometimes even the back, you feel pain, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think the most uh, frustrating one for me is it's mixing of paint because it takes time mixing paint, and then you have to rinse the brushes, clean them up.
Hmm.
Because I prefer to work nighttime when my kids are sleeping.
Sure.
Yeah, so sometimes the problem that if you drop the brushes, there's no one to help you out because people will be sleeping.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. Do you paint with palette knives at all or just brushes?
brushes. I have tried. I think maybe last month. That's when I bought some palette knives. But it's difficult because you need to, with palette knife, you need to hold them at a certain angle. Yeah,
Sure.
difficult to achieve that with while using your mouth. So I
Yeah.
just use brushes.
It almost makes you wonder if there would be a place to figure out how to design something for yourself that actually worked.
Yeah, that would be very, very helpful.
Yeah, yeah. And it's tough because I'm guessing there's not a huge market for it, but I don't know, maybe somebody can figure something out sometime. That would be probably cool. But if you can do the work without it, it's like, do you really need it? So,
Yeah, but I really wish I could use a palette knife because sometimes I feel like there's some certain elements in a painting that you can achieve well with a palette knife.
yeah, yeah.
Especially when it comes to painting of mountains, yeah.
Hmm.
Mm. So with brushes, you really need to be very, very good at it.
Yeah. And it takes a long time to paint mountains with a brush versus a palette knife.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Huh, interesting. Out of all this, what do you think was easy for you or easier than you thought it was going to be?
Uh, I think uh, in my experience, I feel like I was very, very scared to move from acrylic to oil paint. I was very, very intimidated. But when I started using it, I realized, you know what? Actually, oil paint is much easier to work with than acrylic.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. I think all of us who oil paint discovered that at some point because it's like I thought it was scary too, and then I did it, and I'm like, this is really easy. Yeah.
So I've got a lot of acrylic that I bought back then that is just sitting around. I don't even touch it.
Mm,
Mm.
bummer.
The only disadvantage uh, with oil, if I want to work on a painting like quickly, it doesn't allow you. Have to wait here for it to, unless if you do wet on wet,
Mhm.
which
Yeah.
I'm trying to learn.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. But that's almost like you have to go at a certain speed with that too. You can't, I mean, let it sit for a couple days and then come back to it. Then it kind of loses that wet on wet thing. So
Yes.
yeah, that's tricky. Um, so you felt like you had to sort of develop some muscles then in your jaw and stuff to be able to do this?
I think so, because nowadays I hardly feel it.
Sure.
Mm.
Yeah, I imagine. Let's see. How long are your average sessions that you paint?
Mm. Depending on the complexity of the paint, sometimes maybe average maybe 2 weeks.
Okay, but like when you sit down in a day to paint, how long are you painting for? Half an hour, an hour?
Maybe 6 hours.
In one day?
Yes.
Holy cow.
Yes.
That's a long time.
Mm.
Wow, that is crazy. I think I would get so tired. What do you have for inspiration? What inspires you to do the work that you do?
I think for me, what inspires me more is my background. Uh, where I come from in Botswana, uh, it's a place that is how do I put it? There's a lot of wild animals.
Okay.
Uh, it's rich in wild animals like elephants, lions, every animals you can think of. So that's why most of the landscape that I paint, plus the sunset and the animals, I think a whole of that is influenced by my background.
Sure.
Mm.
And is it a
Mm.
lot of savanna in like the type of landscape that you're from?
Yes.
Okay. Which is beautiful.
Yeah, a lot of tourists go there to see elephants and the big five animals, the
Mhm.
so-called big five, like lions, hippos, rhinos. Uh, like the place that I come from, that's where you find the largest elephant population in the world.
Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. Let's see. Do you sell your work?
Yes.
And is that successful for you? How is that going?
Uh, I recently launched my e-commerce website,
Okay.
so it's still new. Maybe they've got maybe 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, so people have been making some inquiries. So far, I haven't sold any. So I found that most people prefer to buy in person.
Sure.
I'm still trying to break into the market to mm,
Yeah.
view my link to the website.
Yeah, absolutely. Do that. Absolutely. So we can see what you have and hopefully have some people buy some work from you.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, what
YouTube, you- because when I paint, I do record how I paint, and then I put those videos on YouTube,
okay.
TikTok. But for TikTok, it's just short videos like for 60 seconds. Then on
Okay.
YouTube, those are longer videos.
Okay. Awesome. And then do you put any of your work anywhere else besides YouTube and TikTok?
Yes, I put on Facebook my Facebook page for the business one
Okay.
and Instagram.
Okay, awesome. That's awesome.
And on what do you call this one? Pinterest?
Pinterest, yep.
Yes. Mm,
Okay, awesome. And we'll get links for all of your pages and we'll put that in the description for everybody.
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have what I like to ask people some bonus questions. They're just kind of weird questions that I think of. So here's your bonus question number 1. If you miraculously tomorrow could use your hands to paint, would you use your hands or your mouth and why?
Wow. I don't know. That's a tough one. You got me. I, hmm, I think I'll use both.
Yeah,
I think I'll use both because sometimes I feel like, if I could use my hands, I could have come up with a masterpiece of this painting. But now I'm struggling maybe to reach that certain place or to hold the brush at the second, because sometimes in order to achieve a certain texture, it depends on how you hold the brush, how you
yeah,
change the angle. But with the mouse, sometimes it's complicated to achieve that.
sure,
Mm.
sure.
I think I'll use both.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
That's a tough question.
Yeah.
Okay, bonus question number 2. If you could meet and spend time with any other person, who would it be and why?
Mm. I, I think that will be Bob Ross.
Yeah,
Yeah, because he inspired me. It's unfortunate that where I am, I'm not in the TV room. I would have shown you my first painting. Because what I did, I was on YouTube. Then I came across a certain painting of his where he was demonstrating, saying, everyone can paint this painting.
hmm
Uh, and then that's when I say, so okay, let me try it too. So
hmm
since then, I've never stopped painting. I would have asked him some question, what inspired you, stuff like that. So I
Yeah,
think that's the first person that comes to my mind.
yeah. Think a
Mm,
lot of us would. I think he was a real treasure.
mm,
Yeah. Um, I don't have any other questions for you, I don't think. Do you have any thoughts or anything else that you want to share with us specifically?
mm. Oh, the other question that I have for you,
Mhm.
how do you market your work? And are you successful in terms of marketing your work?
Yeah, so I sell all of my stuff in person. I do little markets. I do historical reenactments and I paint at them and I sell my pieces. So everything that I sell in person.
Or you go out there,
Yes, absolutely.
public places?
Yes. And I usually take my easel with me and people love to watch you paint and then buy pieces. And I think that's been the most successful that I can be. Yeah.
What about, because most people don't want to pay uh, the right prices, because we artists we work hard, but
Yeah.
sometimes people, I feel like they want to bargain a lot. Uh,
Yeah.
mm.
I
how,
paint a lot.
how do
So
you say in terms of maybe not undercharging and overcharging your work?
yeah, I'm guilty at undercharging my work because I paint a lot, so I like to sell a lot of my work just to keep on painting. But I agree with you. I do some bigger pieces. I've done big pieces specifically for people that take a lot more time, and a lot of times they're like, "Oh, it's gonna cost that much money." Yeah, because if it's gonna take me 20 hours to do it, it costs more. And you'll either get people who appreciate your work and are willing to pay for it, or you won't. And I think you have to go to the right places, which I think is a difficult, difficult thing to do. But if I were in your situation, I would be looking for galleries that were willing to take on my work, because I think there's a lot of people out there who would love to buy your work knowing the struggle it takes for you to make it.
Mm.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that would be my advice. I mean, I would love to have a piece of yours, and I'm going to look at your pieces and consider buying a piece of yours because you really do inspire me. What I didn't tell you, and one of the biggest reasons, other than just I'm so impressed with the work that you do, one of the biggest reasons I wanted to interview you is because I had a brother that was paralyzed in a car accident as well, when he was 16 years old. And
Sorry to hear that.
yeah, and the struggles that he went through, and he was not an artist or anything, but just the struggles that he went through, and seeing him go through that, it makes me even more appreciative of what you can do, because it is so hard, and people don't understand. I'm sorry, it's just kind of chokes me up. People don't understand how hard it is to change your entire world when your body doesn't work the way it used to.
Yes, yes. Because when you are used, like now, you are used to maybe, like, let's say every day you go out to exercise, you do, and then all of a sudden you can't do all those things. Because as people, sometimes we take things for granted. Yeah. Yeah. But when you all of a sudden you lose that, it can be very, very hard
Yeah,
on. So you have to learn on how to bounce back. Uh,
yeah,
mm,
yeah, and not let it take over your life.
yes. Provided I still have got maybe a brain, let me use it.
Yeah,
Let me just sit there and give up in life. So I wanted to use my talent that I discovered to inspire other people out there in the same position like me.
yeah.
Mm,
And I think that you inspire not just people like you, but all the rest of us artists who think that we're having a hard time with it, and we have use of our hands.
yes.
So, very, very inspiring. You are very, very inspiring.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for coming on. I will put links. Can you tell us specifically what the name of, like, maybe your YouTube channel and your TikTok channels are?
For the YouTube channel, just my first name, Wilson, and then last name, Libita. And then at the end, just put art, A-R-T.
Okay.
Then, uh, then Instagram, same thing, my name, last name, then art. Then TikTok, you just my name, Wilson Libit. You'll find me
Okay.
there again.
And
And
on
then
Fa-
and then Facebook too, same thing,
okay.
Wilson Libita Art. And then my website, it's Wilson Libita Art, but written in small letters, wilsonlibitaart.com.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay,
That's where,
awesome.
yeah, that's where we find the e-commerce website.
Awesome. And like I said, I'll put those in the description so that people can find you.
Yeah.
So, but again, Wilson, thank you so much for coming on and sitting down with me, letting me talk about not just your art but your struggle. I really do appreciate it more than I can say, because I know that you probably have your things to do, and I really, really do appreciate you coming on with me. So,
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for reaching out.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What about
Absolutely.
yesterday, even though it worked out well for you?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think Go ahead.
It's okay.
Okay. I think that's it for our interview today, guys. If any of you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comment section of the video. find his channels, find his website, and please go check out his work and consider buying his work and just be inspired by what he can do, because if he can do it, truly, truly anybody out there can do it. Absolutely. Again, thank you so much. I'm Gabby. This is Wilson. Until next time, I really do hope that you guys fall in love with art just as much as we have. Bye, guys.
Bye bye.